welcome to this edition here of Kitz Corner. Happy 2023 to you all. Happy New Year. And whether you're feeling down or blue about the year to come, or however you're feeling about the future, let's try to make the most of it. Enjoy this crazy ride called life. At least that's how I look at it. You know, life is a journey. There is going to be ups and downs. There's going to be crazy curveballs left, right, and center. But let's try to make the best of it. And we'll make the best of it today because I got something surprisingly interesting to share with you that's been recently revealed on a broadcast on CNBC. And it's amazing that we're going to start the new year on a bang because they kind of just spilled the beans on the whole economic game. And yes, I'm saying economic game because really it is a game. It's a slick, sly, manipulative game. It's like Monopoly, but more oppressing. Really is. And they just revealed something really shocking that I feel like most of us know already, but the fact that this is being broadcast on mainstream media, like I said, CNBC put this together on a business broadcast network, they actually revealed the truth about the connection between Wall Street investors and working class people, and how there really is a giant divide, and why exactly it feels so oppressing that every time the economic system either goes up or goes down, it really doesn't correspond with everyday working people. Well, judge for yourself here. So this is CNBC revealing the truth on itself. So take a listen to this.
Yeah, slogging for the first 6 months, more slogging.
Yes, Joe. Thank you for having me, and good morning, everyone. I do think it will be a slog for the first half, certainly, of 23. So people who are coming out of 22 with that exhaustion you were mentioning.
So nice to have Rosie O'Donnell do financial advice. Bam! Gotta have the first zinger for 23, right? But let's actually get into this.
Should get ready for some more. We think it's going to be a slog for the Fed. We think it's going to be a slog for the markets. You know, Carol mentioned the consumer. The consumer is just really still very strong. They have cash balances at the banks that are 30% above where they were pre-pandemic. Even when you look at the lower income cohorts, they're still 12 to 15% above where they were pre-pandemic. So they have cash to spend. They've certainly demonstrated a desire to spend. We're seeing that. What they're spending on is changing, and they're moving more to experiences than goods, but they're spending, and they have confidence to spend because the jobs market is about as good as we've seen in the last 40 or 50 years. So they have a job, and they have confidence that they can get another job if they need to. So that's
so let me just be clear on this. They're reporting on this like it's a problem that consumers or, middle-class people or working public, whatever you like to describe us regular Joes and Janes, have income, that they have confidence in their job, they have job security, and they're getting a bit of their, bank accounts upgraded. They finally got a little bit of financial assets, a little bit of comfort zone so that they can meet their needs and actually survive and be out there. They're reporting this as a bad thing. They're saying that working class people having good financial strength on their bank account is bad. And keep in mind, this is on CNBC. So, of course, the people that are watching this are investors. They're Wall Street marketeers. They're the profiteers. They're the capitalists. They're the monopolists. They're watching this devastated because they're realizing that workers are growing and their strength and their durability and their confidence is rising. And they're in panic mode because when that happens, oh my God, how am I going to exploit them now? Because if they're more determined, if they're more financially comfortable, they got more confidence. Like you said there, they're comfortable maybe changing jobs or going to a different location. Maybe they're changing states or cities, or maybe they want to remotely work. Like, it's crazy. They're saying this is a bad thing. And by the way, this is coming after numerous reports, and I wish I had them right now, but I didn't have the time to look it up. Numerous headlines has said that the jobs market is doing successfully well, but it's hurting Wall Street. It's hurting the stock market that jobs are doing well. So this is amazing that they're saying this out in the open. Like, we all have hunches. We all kind of knew in the back of our heads that this was happening. They didn't want to admit to it, but now CNN or CNBC is just like, you know what? Having productive, safe, healthy, working public people is actually hurting our business. Because now we can't, how are we going to exploit them now? If they got strength and determination, they're financially comfortable now. All these people that were, going to food bank, oh my God, now they got a bit of money. Maybe they could save it for an apartment. Maybe they could save it for, to move out. Maybe they got, assets. Maybe they could start a family. Maybe they want to go somewhere else. Maybe they have real feasible ideas to use that money on. So how are we going to exploit those people, according to this lady? So here's more.
It's a really tough nut for the Fed to crack when the U.S. consumer is 70% of the economy. And so we think this is going to take time. And this is going to be a real slog for the next 8 to 9 months. Yes, the market is a discounting mechanism and it will look forward. But we're not close to cutting. We're not close to pivot yet. And right now the market thinks we cut in November, and that's just too soon.
Wow. So there you go. That just showed the entire disconnect between investors on Wall Street and working class people. Because we've been all pretty much conditioned to believe that when you see green numbers on the stock market, on the Dow Jones, on the S&P 500, on the TSX, wherever you're looking at, that somehow is the economy doing well. But is it actually doing well when people are working paycheck to paycheck? Is it really doing well when people, 50% of your population of whatever country is rendered out to be in poverty or near poverty? Is your economic system doing well when you have 10 cities across every single city around America? You go from Los Angeles to Chicago to Seattle, no matter where you are in the United States and parts of Canada here, there is 10 cities galore. So is it really a fair representation that we see green numbers or red numbers on the stock market when really that doesn't affect any of us? They tell us that this is the most important thing, that we have to be worried about this, and we got to make sure those numbers go green because it's going to benefit us in the long run. The rich people are somehow going to trickle that down to us, that trickle down economics when they piss money at you or something like that. Which, by the way, it's been done for, they've started this for 40 plus years, this experiment of trickle down. Doesn't work. Goddamn doesn't work. But exactly the point, like, it's all exploitive. It's a game to them. So if consumers, or in her case, what she said, lower income cohorts, I think that's what she said, they're concerned because they can no longer exploit them. They can no longer exploit the working class because the working class is getting more determined. They're financially more successful. Maybe they're trying to save that money to, move on and do their own investments. And that frustrates them. Because now you got strong working class people. Oh my God, how are we going to exploit them? How are we going to exploit these people when they're getting better? They're actually getting into another middle class bracket. Maybe they're actually well off. How are we going to exploit these people? So this came from Matt Novick. And let me full screen this for a second. So Matt Novick tweeted out that video and says, it's surreal to watch financial news talk about regular people having money to spend and job security as a negative thing. That was that whole report. They were angry and confused that job security and people having money in the bank is dangerous to them. It's negative. It's a slog to what they said. If you never needed convincing that the health of the economy is a conspiracy against working people, watch this clip from CNBC that just aired. So that's why I wanted to show you this. That's why this is so revealing. That's why this is such a bombshell moment. That we're now witnessing one of the biggest business news networks, CNBC, actually admitting in the open that working class people don't mean crap to Wall Street and the stock market. It's all a game. It's all a ruse. It's all a front. To say that, oh, well, if the numbers go down or the numbers go up, that's the economy right there. No, the economy is us. We are the ones that help build this country. We're the ones that build the economy. We're the ones that make and break every single day. And they're angry because they can't exploit the people that are boosting the economy. And if more people have more money, oh my God, that means they could actually spend it more and invest more and maybe go buy, purchase, and do different things. And that would actually boost things. That would actually create jobs, because then you need people to actually manufacture and create and sell. And and it's amazing that this is, again, coming from a 20-something-year-old Canadian kid in his basement on a shoestring podcast, that I'm basically giving the economics 101, and they're annoyed. They're annoyed that people actually have money. Working class people that could actually now afford maybe to move out of their house, maybe to actually afford rent and put food on their table. Maybe they'll actually go out more. Maybe they'll actually go and do some tour, maybe do some day trips. I don't know. But wouldn't that boost the economy? Wouldn't that boost it? Because then you're consuming more. I like what this person says. Rally Cyclist says, my favorite part is how she keeps referring to us working citizens as they, them. Not us or we, them, those others. Yeah, it literally sounds like a Downton Abbey clip, really. Oh, the peasants, the plebes, those poor people, the poors. Those poors might have money now, and they might go and spend it. How dare they? How dare they try to make it in this capitalist system that we constantly keep exploiting them? How dare they now figure out the game? How dare they? Here's Our Revolution, Nebraska, when, quoting lower income cohorts. Like, you see the disconnect. You see the entire disconnect, that they don't want to even be affiliated with working people. Like, somehow they're a different species, a different race of human beings. There's the poor people, and then there's the top 1%. And I love how every time you go on to cable news, they refer to us as the moochers, even though the entire economic system, every time you watch the stock market, every time you watch investors, they're the true moochers. They're the one mooching on us. They need us to survive. Because if it wasn't for working class people, there wouldn't be investors. There wouldn't be stockholders. There wouldn't be shareholders of these companies. These companies would be bankrupt and crumble to the ground without working class people trying to build it up. So they need us, and they're the ones that are mooching off us. But they say, but the game is they reverse it around. They say that we're the moochers because everybody needs a leg up. Everyone, needs to have that fair chance. And I believe that people need that safety net. And it's worked in other countries. It's worked well in Scandinavian countries. And they're more productive, and they're more happy, and they're more healthy. And when you have healthy, happy, productive people, it makes a better society and more productive society. And their economic system is boasting compared to ours. So that's just funny there. Here's also this guy here says the workforce must be as precocious as possible for the racket to work. This is why they oppose socialized healthcare, public education, pensions, and anything else that would give working people a better life. Exactly. That is the Daily Double. That's the $1,000 minute. That's the top of the pyramid. I'm just randomly picking off game shows now. That is the you won the prize of Wheel of Fortune. That is the final answer of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. But he's got the point. He's got the point. That's how they exploit us. That's why they don't want this, because they don't want a strong, healthy working class. Because a strong, working, healthy working class means that we'll have determination and strength and integrity and knowledge to know that we're getting screwed over. That's why they want to keep us in the dark. They want us to be smart, as George Carlin always stated in his stand-up, and this is why he's such a brilliant man. He always stated in his stand-up, they want us smart enough to work the machines, but not smart enough to figure out why we're controlling the machines. Why we're going to work every day. Why we're making peanuts. Why we're not getting our pensions, that we deserve. Why public education is such a joke. Why socialized healthcare. Healthcare is just a death sentence now. Because that is the game. That is the rigged game that they continuously play. And now they just revealed how the game works. They just revealed on CNBC how the entire orchestration of the economy really works. That's not about working class people. It's not really about you or me. It's not about... It's about how to exploit them the best way possible. And the stock numbers don't mean shit to us. Doesn't mean anything. It does not mean anything. It just means some investor who's sitting at Wall Street wearing a three-piece suit or a tuxedo or whatever they friggin' wear is cashing in on you. Cashing in on you as a worker. So who's really the moochers of our society? The one who's trying to feed their family by going to the food bank? By accepting a government loan so they can actually pay off their debt? Who's really the moochers of society? People like them? Or Mr. Millionaire and billionaire and trillionaire that's sitting at their yacht, probably smoking a bunch of Cuban cigars, cashing in on you. Cashing in on your hard work, on your sweat, blood, and integrity. Who's really the moochers of society? Well, now you just figured out it's them. So, thanks CNBC. You finally exposed yourself and the entire orchestration of Wall Street. Happy 2023.